My name is Jessica Hubbard, and I'm the Executive Director of the YOLO Community Foundation. Thank you for joining us to celebrate National Philanthropy Day. With generous support from Nugget Markets, we are thrilled this year to celebrate a record-setting 30 honorees, all donors and volunteers who made a critical difference for nonprofits here in Yolo County. The YOLO Community Foundation has been celebrating National Philanthropy Day for 15 years. In that time, we've honored more than 125 local donors and volunteers, each selected by a local nonprofit. Our YOLO National Philanthropy Day event is intended as a platform for a wide range of local nonprofits to honor those individuals and organizations that are critical to their work. These honorees inspire all of us to engage in our community, to use the resources we have available to support our local nonprofits so they can continue to serve our neighbors in need. One of my favorite parts of Philanthropy Day is hearing the amazing stories about how our honorees have made a difference in our community. From building and installing bird nest boxes to providing care to HIV-positive patients, supporting a facility remodel to leading a Big Day of Giving campaign, these donors and volunteers have improved the lives of thousands of neighbors. I hope you enjoy hearing from our participating nonprofits as they share more about their honorees.
For over 13 years, our patients have been appreciating Dr. Troya for being kind, empathic, and non-judgmental in his delivery of care. And our providers and clinicians have been able to depend on his support and guidance with HIV/AIDS, hepatitis C, and any other infectious disease-related questions that arise.
Pete has been a YOLO Cares volunteer since 2011. His connections to YOLO Cares is deeply personal because his late wife, Mary, was one of our patients. Pete also served as a first lieutenant infantry in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam era and has been an integral part of our We Honor Veterans program. Pete provides a special service to our veterans, visiting and spending personal time with them, listening to them, and offering the shared experience of military service as a doorway to personal human connection.
Raley's provided a meaningful grant to support our work providing one-on-one, in-depth financial management training, bilingual coaching, custom tools, and connections to resources that help our farmers build thriving businesses. On top of that, Raley's Food for Families program supported many of our farmers to sell their produce directly to Northern California food banks.
We've held several events where IKEA has supported the event by contributing basic needs items to the community, and they've also provided volunteers for these events. We wouldn't have done what we did during the pandemic without the support of IKEA and David.
Part of our program provides and encourages dressing for success. And to provide that, we have two board members who have come together and created a clothing boutique with professional as well as casual wear for the work. I want to honor Christy Barton and Betsy Taloff as they have worked tirelessly to put this together.
Dr. Dave, as he's affectionately known at the nursery, volunteers weekly and is also a generous donor. Dr. Dave worked for more than 30 years as a pediatrician in Kaiser Permanente. He has been volunteering consistently at the crisis nursery for the past 3 years. Dr. Dave's career as a pediatrician makes him uniquely qualified to answer any medical development questions from the staff about the children. He also acts as a sounding board for the staff, parents, and guardians when there is a concern.
She ran the market all through 2020 on a weekly basis and all in 2021 as well. She additionally brought music, community, face painting, crafters into the mix, and has been beyond what any of us could have anticipated would occur when she got started early on.
We are essentially a gallery without walls, except for our summer history mural project, where we are beautifying winters one wall at a time, on the exterior of local buildings. This year, we are proud to honor Rob Coman on Philanthropy Day because of his dedication to our Winters Historical Mural Project.
Dawn produces 2 weekly shows on KDRT, also known as KDIRT 95.7 FM, but it's his volunteer work during the pandemic has really been next level. Dawn Shore has a lot to do with DMA and KDIRT helping keep the community connected at a time when we really, really needed that and needed that local perspective, local information.
So this box was built by the mother-son team of Jen and Lars Knudsen. They put this together on April 22nd, and then the very next day, April 23rd, there was a pair of bluebirds nesting, and we just want to say thank you to Jen and Lars for doing such a great job.
Sarah James started her journey with YOLO Food Bank by jumping straight into the COVID-19 Emergency Response Program.
Her hours of dedication to the community, ensuring that residents of the KP Valley have access to free, fresh food, has enabled her to build deeper connections with her neighbors. She went above and beyond her role as a site lead and quickly became an advocate for her community.
Kathy Williams-Falso is a longtime member of Namiyola County, a mental health advocate, and a founding member of the Save Pine Tree Gardens Committee. She stepped up to purchase Pine Tree West, an adult residential facility for 15 adults living with serious mental illness, after the nonprofit Turning Point Community Programs indicated they could no longer operate the homes because of ongoing losses. Kathy personally funded the purchase of Pine Tree West and immediately implemented much needed repairs and improvements to the home.
When we were faced with the challenges of remote learning and developing virtual options, Nancy jumped right in. With her editing, filming, and technical skills, Nancy created recorded videos, live lessons, and wetland tours. We were able to reach thousands of people remotely thanks to Nancy's help.
Importantly, in addition to her work as the PTDT treasurer, which includes organizing all of our financial data into beautifully designed and easy to read financial reports, she is also instrumental in helping to organize and run our Dance for Parkinson's program, which provides free movement classes for people with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers.
As the RISE district coordinator, Carrie managed RISE site leaders and provided recycling and composting training throughout the district. From 2016 through 2020, Carrie oversaw the RISE student board. Carrie is a gifted educator and leader who inspires students to be passionate about their impact on the environment and educate our community about waste reduction.
Susan started with our organization as a volunteer this summer, and one of the first projects she worked on is facilitating the relocation of this Titan II rocket engine here to Davis. And that was just small for what Susan's done for us. It's been a long 18 months closure for COVID, and Susan has helped us along the way in this reopening process to get back to normal here in Davis. We couldn't have done it without her, and she's a great example of volunteers everywhere in the community that we rely on.
During her 10 years on the board, Meg has worked to grow the philanthropic impact of the foundation. Meg has been instrumental in growing the professionalism on the board, growing the actual number of board members, helping obtain staff, professionalized staff, and overall growing the impact of YCF in the county.
Nanette started helping us with school gardens several years ago and has been on our board for only a short time. But when we could no longer have our traditional fundraiser, she went to work on getting us involved in the Big Day of Giving 2020 and even more so for Big Day of Giving 2021. Through her efforts, Winters Farm School has been able to retain sponsors and find new donors.
Norma Rice has been a volunteer extraordinaire for more than 11 years at Davis Art Center. Prior to COVID, she was volunteering 2 hours a week, helping us with many important tasks.
In addition to being a donor and her weekly volunteering, Norma served on the board of directors from 2007 to 2010 and has sold knitted wear at the holiday sale for many years.
And Jane has actually provided support to this program for years, not just most recently. She has actually supported us in making hundreds of dresses. In 2020, we actually shifted our program from Dress a Girl doing dresses to actually a project to make masks to help our healthcare community and our workers have masks, cloth masks available to them. And Jane actually jumped in right with us on that, and she actually made over 1,000 masks. That was her goal.
So we're especially grateful to the 100 Women Who Care of Yolo County for their generous donation this year to our team. Their donation will go directly towards the purchase of a trailer. We will use that trailer for storage, equipment, training, and actual search and rescue missions. This trailer will get used constantly, and we'll use it for years to come.
The members of the Winters Museum Exhibit Committee spent the year of the pandemic researching, curating, and arranging this presentation. Their commitment and time makes the history of this dark period come alive. Many of the Japanese families that had roots in Winters came to an opening reception and reconnected with Winters friends. We have the Museum Exhibit Committee to thank for that.
This extraordinary committee rallied fellow community leaders and philanthropists to support DSF by raising over $100,000 in approximately 6 months for the flying carousel of the Delta Breeze, the beloved pedal-powered carousel at Davis Central Park, proudly owned and operated by the DSF. The committee is comprised of lifelong community volunteers who are integral both to the creation of the carousel and DSF.
Cameron is a professional in the IT field, and he has brought so much of his expertise to the theater. For over 10 years, he's been on our stage crew. He has been behind the magic that flies Peter Pan and Mary Poppins, and he has absolutely spent so many hours at this theater that they are countless.
Elizabeth has been a member of our YOLO Healthy Aging Advocacy Committee for many years. She's also on our legislative subcommittee. She serves on the City of Davis and Yolo County Commission on Aging and is president of her neighborhood Rancho Yolo Community Association. She is there for all things older adults in Davis and in Yolo County.
As soon as we decided to try online learning, Gail went right to work with our IT department, researching all the requirements of software compatibility, how all the features worked for Zoom, and how they could be applied to our format for interactive lessons. She helped us to tutor co-pilots so our guest speakers and instructors didn't have to become Zoom experts.
We are grateful for our new fence, roof, solar panel, and our new beautiful kitchen.
Our kitchen is the heart of our shelter. Clients gather as one big family.
We hold cooking and baking events that help us connect with the clients. And here's our new beautiful kitchen.
Lon enjoys sharing his love of Yolo County history at outreach events. You could usually find him, for example, at the Black History and Multicultural Celebration in Gwenda, the Almond Festival, and also every year at the Yolo County Fair. Lon was also instrumental in the editing and production of our quarterly newsletter, The Archives Ledger.
When the Rotary Club of Winters set out to create the Rotary Reading Garden here at the Winters Parent Nursery School, we had no idea where we were going to get this 10,000-pound concrete tube. Thankfully, Rob Nicholson did. We reached out to Rob at Vintage Paving Company, and he hooked us up with Tykert Construction. We're here to recognize Rob today on National Philanthropy Day to point out that sometimes philanthropy is just connecting the right two people.
This year is an important milestone for our community support group, the Friends of the UC Davis Arboretum and Public Garden. 2021 is the 50th anniversary of the Friends. As president of the Friends Board, our honoree, Ann Daniel, has led the board in celebrating and honoring this anniversary milestone, while also providing vision to grow the impact of the Friends and continuing to provide critical support through the membership program, volunteer program, plant sales, fundraising, and community outreach.
Thank you so much for joining me today to learn more about our amazing National Philanthropy Day honorees. Thank you also to the local nonprofits that participated in this event, as well as to Nugget Markets for making our celebration possible. For more information about our Philanthropy Day activities and the videos featuring each honoree, please go to www.yellowcf.org. Thank you.